Hello everyone, welcome back to LeetCode Daily Live, where I do the daily question raw and uncut. So we have a medium today. The name is minimum index of a valid split. So we have to find out what valid split is, obviously. So let us see what we have. So an element x of an integer array, so array of length m is dominant if more than half of the elements of array have a value of x. Right, so that's like majority, I think. You're given a serial index integer array nums of length n with one dominant element. So you can split nums at an index I into two arrays. But the split is only valid if they have the same dominant element. So here, nums. Yeah, so I to j denotes the subarray of numbers starting at index I and ending at index j. Okay, that's just the definition of like the slicing, I think. So return the minimum index of a valid split. And if no valid split exists, we want to return -1. So when it says dominant, so it is more than half. So like let's say for here, we can't just do we can't just do 1 and 2 because, well, 2 is not dominant because like there's 1 2 and there's 1 1. So that's why like the index has to be 2. But we are guaranteed that there is one dominant element. So I think like the first thing we have to do is we have to find out like what this dominant element is. Right. So after we find out what the dominant element is, I think we can just keep track of like the number of yeah, let me think about this actually. So if a number is dominant, let's look at like the minimum, right? So if there are an odd number of if there are an odd number of elements in nums, so let's say something like 2 1 2, and we only just got through the the majority, so something like 2 1 2, there's no way we can cut it such that like, well, the even side, well, because the odd side, you're going to have like the majority, right? But then that means like the even side, well, if this side has one more, like for the majority, this side is going to have like exactly half. So therefore, I think we can just check like how many. Wait, actually, do we even have to? I think we can just try at every cut and see whether it works, and yeah, I think that will work. So we don't have to deal with like any odd or even case. We can just brute force this, I think. Yeah, so yeah, actually let's just start coding. I'm pretty sure we can just brute force. Right. So so I want to find the dominant element first. So I think what we want to do is we can use counter. So from collections. Well, remember this is not fast, but I guess it is Pythonic. So the count of nums, we turn that into a counter, and then we can I think we can do this in one line. So we have the counter, and then we can have the items. Maybe not one line, but we can do it like this maybe. So we can use the list comprehension. So dominant element. So we can do something like so num count for num count. So if you turn this into a counter, well, the number is going to be like the number, and the count is going to be the frequency that it appears in nums. And then what we want is we want I think we want to get the max, right? Yeah, actually, what if we just flip it around, and then we can just get the max? So that's going to give us the, well, we guarantee that we only have one dominant element, right? So this is going to be like max, and then we'll get the number there. So when we do max, then we can just do 1. I think that gives us the the dominant elements. Let me just print that out and try. Hopefully it works. Yeah. Yeah, okay, that works. Okay, so we have the dominant element, and now what we want to do is we want the left slice, which is going to be it's going to be 0. Wait, yeah. So this is going to be the number of. Wait, maybe we should do something like this instead. So we also want the count of like we also want to know the frequency of the dominant element in nums, so we can use it here. So what this does is we are partitioning it into like two halves, right? So this represents the left slice, and this represents the right slice, and so we have I equals 0 at the beginning. I think we want to do it exclusively. So wait, yeah, so for I in range length of nums, yeah, so that's gonna give us like all the cuts. So basically like all the cuts in between. And so we start off with like the cut at the beginning, right? But obviously this doesn't work because like this is empty here. And we need like our dominant element to be like more than half, right? But if you have nothing, it wouldn't be more than half. So we want to like check the right side. So we don't have to care about the right side. The right side, we guarantee that there's a dominant element initially. But then, so we want to like move it over. So if the element that we are adding to the left slides is a dominant element, like it is a dominant element, we can increment this and decrement this. So L and R are going to keep track of the number of dominant the number of like the dominant element on each side. So what we can do is like nums I minus 1 is what we want to add into. So if it is equal to the dominant element, we can add 1 to the left side and minus 1 on the right side. And what we want to check, if both sides are dominant, right? So how many, so when I is 1, how many elements are on the left? Well, that would just be one element, right? Because like we are doing a cut here. So we have one element. So what we want to do is so if L times 2 is larger than I, so Yeah, so let's say we have like four elements on the right, but we only have like two dominant element. This is not going to trigger, right? So this guarantees the majority, by using the greater than. But we also have to check the right hand side, of course. So actually, yeah, and length nums minus I. So that's going to give us the elements on the right hand side. Um, and our number of dominant elements on the right hand side has to be a majority as well. And if that's the case, um, we do want to return. I think we want to return I minus 1, right? So yeah, let's say we are doing a cut here. So if we are doing a cut here, this is like there are three elements, but we actually want to return the index of the last element of the left slice. So we want to return I minus 1 in this case. Is that it? I think so. Yeah, and we obviously can't cut at the very end as well, because, well, I'm just thinking of like the edge case. So like, is there a case where you can cut at the end here? Well, no, right? Because the right slice would be empty, and that wouldn't have any majority element in it. But if none of them works, we just want to return minus 1. Okay, it seems like it works. Okay, nice. Yeah, so this question is probably like an easy medium. It's very doable. And yeah, thanks for watching. If you have any comments or questions that you want me doing, make sure to comment below. I'll try to do it. I am a bit sick right now, so I'll try to do it later. But yeah, just leave the comment. I'll make sure I do those questions. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.